to see themselves again. These kids change to thugs and thugs to men. Then they grow up only to see themselves again.
Now it's a tragedy how these pictures painted, and at this rate the Lord knows we will never make it. And it's a shame that these kids just wanna grow to be famous, thinking that with some education that somehow they make it. But it's a shame that they're all going to school full of these gangsters and slangers and bangers. Every classroom they enter's a new type of danger, so their mind keeps on changing to where their dreams just don't matter, till they sit in the back of the classroom and pretend to be gangsters, putting pins to their pad, thinking it's freedom of expression, till they walk out the door. Then they either jumped in or they blessed and thinking they're a part of something, but they don't understand till the gun's cocked back and it's pointed at they mans. But they don't call their folks because they on the phone with family. They don't want them to know they not as hard as they thought they'd be, because all they wanted was to be loved and accepted. They thought being a thug was some type of a blessing.
These kids change to thugs and thugs to men. Then they grow up only to see themselves again. These kids change to thugs and thugs to men. Then they grow up only to see themselves again.
He was sitting by the phone, he picked it up the first ring. It was an on again, off again thing, but all that's about to change. There's a child on the way, and they ain't ready to be parents. It's apparent there's a lot of work to do, so they start preparing. No job, Lamize, no health insurance, no cars. What they gon' do about rent? This baby's coming in March. See, this winter is cold as they attempt to be grown, but they still living with their parents cause they can't do it on their own. So now they find themselves apologizing for everything they done. Sorry mama for running around in these streets and acting dumb. Sorry for the times I cheated and stole a lie. I swear for God if I knew it was gonna be like this, would've never said yes to the click. Probably would've never been blessed in. Probably would've chased another option. Probably would've ended up some type of doctor, lawyer or something. But now it's too late to be thinking that these babies are coming. There's a smile on his face, it's a boy, a father's second coming.
These kids change to thugs and thugs to men. Then they grow up only to see themselves again. These kids change to thugs and thugs to men. Then they grow up only to see themselves again.
Now these kids are out of control, they getting back late again. It's the third time this week and they swear that they gon' kill them. They already had their coffee so they click on the TV, but at 11 p.m. all this news is history. But they leave it on cause they didn't catch it the first time around. With a full-time job and a family, not enough time can be found. This is when parents start to worry, listening to these crime stories. But this one in particular now that's really got them worried. It's a story about a kid who got shot in his face and he lost half of his mind before he dropped to the pave. See, this child was only 15 and he was living in the burbs, just the son of a former gang member, never knew these streets hurt. It was about this time his mother got nervous, started picking up the phone. She's dialing every number she could think of just to trying to find her son. It was about this time the back door slowly started to open, and now he's running upstairs as they screaming, where you think you going?
These kids change to thugs and thugs to men. Then they grow up only to see themselves again. These kids change to thugs and thugs to men. Then they grow up only to see themselves again. These kids change to thugs and thugs to men. Then they grow up only to see themselves again. These kids change to thugs and thugs to men. Then they grow up only to see themselves again.